It's an analog computer. It doesn't use digital. It uses wheels and gears. This was a device that we wouldn't see again for another 2,000 years until the 1800s.
For over 2,000 years, half of the world's first known computer was missing. Not a digital device, but a maze of bronze gears pulled from the bottom of the Aegean Sea. The surviving fragments hinted at eclipses, calendars, and cycles older than Rome itself. But the rest was gone, lost to the deep. Until now, artificial intelligence has rebuilt.
Hold on a minute. If you have not subscribed to this channel, do well to subscribe, like, comment, and share videos of this channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell.
Built the missing half, piece by piece, using scans, inscriptions, and mathematical clues. And what it calculates doesn't match the history we were taught. It doesn't just track the heavens. It aligns events the ancients were never supposed to understand. One of its restored dials points to a year that hasn't happened yet, and that's only the beginning. It started with a dive that was never meant to make history. In 1900, sponge divers off the coast of a small Greek island stumbled onto a shipwreck buried under centuries of sand and coral. Statues, coins, and shattered cargo were hauled to the surface, but one object looked worthless, an ugly lump of corroded metal and wood. It sat untouched in a museum for months, ignored by everyone. Then a curator spotted something impossible, a gear with precision-cut teeth older than any clock known to exist. No one could explain how it was made or why it was on that ship. And yet that was only 1/3 of the machine. The rest was missing until AI stepped in. The fragments were taken to the National Archaeological Museum in Athens. Scientists tried to make sense of the gears with X-rays and microscopes, but the mechanism was too damaged to decode. Only 82 pieces survived, less than half the original structure. Even with modern tools, its purpose stayed hidden. The rear dials showed eclipses and lunar cycles, but the front, where the real mystery lived, was gone. Missing gears, missing plates, missing inscriptions. Historians assumed the rest was lost forever, until artificial intelligence stepped in and began restoring what human eyes couldn't see: fractured letters, erased inscriptions, and gear designs that didn't match any known timeline. But the real shock came when those missing parts were rebuilt, and the calculations started. The breakthrough came when researchers fed thousands of high-resolution scans into artificial intelligence. The AI model began restoring inscriptions that had been erased by time and seawater. Letters, numbers, and ratios appeared where experts once saw nothing but corrosion. It didn't just translate the fragments, it predicted the missing pieces with mathematical precision. Gear counts, planetary cycles, and layout patterns started to snap into place like a mechanical skeleton rising from the grave. But then the AI uncovered something no one expected. The reconstructed front wasn't just a display of the sky. It was designed to align celestial events with specific years, some from the distant past and others that haven't happened yet. And that changed everything.
Most historians believed the Antikythera Mechanism only tracked eclipses and calendars. But once AI rebuilt the missing half, new patterns emerged. The front wasn't random. It displayed the positions of the sun, moon, and 5 ancient planets with stunning accuracy. It marked conjunctions, retrogrades, oppositions, and eclipse seasons with timing modern clocks would struggle to match. But here's what changed the conversation. Several reconstructed cycles didn't stop in the past. They extended forward, far beyond the lifetime of its makers. Some aligned with major historical turning points. Others point directly to dates still ahead of us. If the machine was built to warn, predict, or prepare, who was meant to read it? The more researchers studied the AI reconstruction, the more unsettling the implications became. The level of engineering in the device doesn't appear again for over 1,000 years, long after the fall of Greece and Rome. Clockwork like this shouldn't exist in the ancient world, yet it does. Some experts tried to label it a one-time miracle. But AI uncovered gear relationships and design choices that suggest it wasn't unique. That means someone, somewhere, built others like it, or something even more advanced. If this machine survived only because a shipwreck preserved it, how many more were erased from history, and why? Once the missing half was rebuilt, a new question surfaced. Who had the knowledge to create it? Some point to Archimedes, whose inventions were seized by Roman forces after his death. Others suspect Hipparchus of Rhodes, the astronomer who pioneered lunar motion models around the same era. A third theory links it to Poseidonius, a philosopher whose workshop once overlooked the same sea where the shipwreck was found. But none of their surviving writings describe anything close to this machine. If they built it, they never revealed how. And if they didn't, then someone else had knowledge we still can't trace. The ship that carried the mechanism wasn't transporting random cargo. It held luxury statues, rare glassware, and coins linked to elite trade routes. That means the device wasn't a tool for scholars. It was property of someone wealthy, possibly royal. Some believe it was a diplomatic gift. Others think it belonged to a ruling household that used celestial timing for political and religious decisions. AI analysis suggests the front dials may have aligned events like eclipses and conjunctions with ritual calendars and leadership changes. If this was more than science, if it was strategy, then its calculations weren't just for the sky, they were for control. When experts input modern dates into the AI-restored model, something unexpected surfaced. Some of the device's cycles align with known historical eclipses and planetary events. But others continue into years far beyond the ancient world, years the builders should have had no reason to track. One dial aligns with a configuration still decades ahead. Another points to an eclipse window that hasn't happened yet. These aren't random extensions. Each follows mathematical sequences carved into the inscriptions. If the machine was meant to warn or prepare, then its message wasn't meant for its own age alone. It was aimed at someone in the future. Now that AI has rebuilt the missing half, the device is no longer a guess. It's operational. The gears match the math. The inscriptions match the cycles. And the forward-facing dates refuse to disappear. If the ancients calculated events past their own era, they were either preserving lost knowledge or passing it on. Yet one part of the model still hasn't been decoded, a dial with markings that don't correspond to any ancient system. It could be ceremonial, it could be astronomical, or it could be counting down to something historians haven't faced yet. And the mechanism isn't finished revealing what it knows.